Good day, 12 ABMB. So today, we will be discussing about salaries and wages and its components. So without further ado, let's start this presentation. So people need money to survive, of course. Money has become a basic necessity in living, and so is working. Working allows us to expect monetary return from our labor through employee compensation or the different ways on how a person gets paid through methods of payment like salary, wage, income, and benefits that will be further discussed later. So, in this context, work serves as the conduit through which individuals secure the financial means necessary for their existence. So, nagtatrabaho kita para makakuha sa ato kwarta. The concept of employee compensation encapsulates the diverse ways individuals are remunerated for their labor. Pag magtrabaho kami, akasweldo. This report delves into the critical intersection of work and monetary compensation. It sheds light on the various mechanisms through which people earn a livelihood.
A salary is a monthly payment na ginahatag sa employer ngadto sa kanya or kanra employees. Salary is a fixed amount agreed between the employee and employer, which is usually paid monthly to the employees that serves also as their earnings or monthly income. By converting salaries, take note of the following. 1 year is equivalent to 12 months and 12 months is equivalent to 24 semi-monthly. Pag insugad nga semi-monthly, it is every twice of the month nakaka-receive an employee sa kanya paycheck, which is also equivalent to 24 paychecks a year. 1 year is equivalent to 52 weeks. 52 weeks is equivalent to 26 biweekly. Biweekly man is when you receive paycheck on every 2 weeks, which is equivalent to 26 paychecks a year. 1 year is equivalent to 2 semi-monthly. Salary earners. Salary earners are workers who gets fixed compensation, usually given every 15 days. They are not paid less when they work under time nor paid for working overtime. Now, let us try to compute the following conversions. Assuming an annual salary of 210,000. To get the monthly salary, here's the computation. Monthly salary is equals to annual salary divided by 12. And given the annual salaries, example is 210,000. So, bali 210,000 divided by 12 is equals to 17,500. So, 17,500 is the monthly salary of the employee or employees. To get the semi-monthly salary, semi-monthly salary is equals to annual salary divided by 24. Or pwede lahat, semi-monthly salary is equals to monthly salary divided by 2. So given kanina, ang ato na compute nga monthly salary is 17,500. Adi nga ikaduang format gamiton. So semi-monthly salary is equals to 17,500 divided by 2 is equals to 8,750. Ito nga si 8,750, mao nito na marireceive sa employees every twice of the month. To get the weekly salary. Okay, to get the weekly salary. Weekly salary is equals to annual salary divided by 2. weekly salary is equals to 210,000 divided by 2 is 105,000. To get the biweekly salary is equals to annual salary divided by 26, or pwede lahat biweekly salary is equals to weekly salary divided by 2. Now when you are looking for the annual salary, determine first if the given amount is paid monthly, semi-monthly, weekly, or bi-weekly. You may compute for the annual salary by transposing and multiplying the given formulas. For example, Ms. Dimagiba earns a monthly salary of 24,000. How much will she receive for the year? Since the monthly salary is given and we are looking for the annual salary, let's use the formula. Monthly salary is equals to annual salary divided by 12 by transposing it. Therefore, the formula becomes annual salary is equals to monthly salary multiplied by 12. Then substitute the given numbers. Annual salary is equals to 24,000 multiplied by 12 is equals to 288,000. Therefore, Ms. Dimagiba earns a total of 288,000 pesos every year. Bali, ang kanya maging monthly salary is equals to annual salary divided by 12. Ang annual salary niya is 288,000 divided by 12 is 24,000 pesos. Mon kanya 24,000 pesos ang kanya monthly salary.
Now let us now proceed to wage. A wage is typically linked to an employee's remuneration, which is determined by multiplying their hourly or daily rate of pay by the number of hours or days they work. Wage is usually given every week. However, it may also be quoted in an hourly or daily rate. The following are the formulas to remember when solving for wage. So, wage is equals to hourly rate and multiply by the number of hours worked. Or if daily, you write daily rate and multiply by the number of days. So wage earners. Wage earners are the employees who receives compensation based on the hours or days they've worked. They are paid either weekly or monthly depending on the contract. These employees are under the no work, no pay policy. However, they got compensated for working overtime. So, ang wage earners, nakakarawatla sila sahod depende sa oras, base sa oras na kanra gintatrabahoan. An example sa wage earners is construction worker. Kay ginbabayaran na sila depende sa oras sa kanra pagtrabaho ngan, depende sa panagkasunduan, ganun. This is self-explanatory naman, so let us now move to sample problem. Mang Tomas, a minimum wage earner is paid 500 per day. How much will be paid if he worked for 4 days? So yung given is daily rate is 500 peso and daily work is 4 days. So 4. Yung solution man is, since we are looking for the wage and the given are daily rate and days work, here is the formula. Wage is equals to daily rate and the number of days. So, substitute ang given numbers. Wage is equals to 500 and multiply it by 4, which is equals to 2,000. Therefore, Mang Tomas is paid 2,000 for a 4-day work. So, sample number 2, Venice works as a barista during the weekends. She gets paid 300 per hour. How much will she earn if she worked for 5 hours in 3 consecutive days? Solution: since she worked for 5 hours for 3 days, let us multiply both numbers to determine the exact hour of work. So 5 times 3 is equals to 15. 5 hours times 3 days. So 15. Venice worked for a total of 15 hours. Let us now substitute the given numbers and compute for the wage based from the given hourly rate. So 300 multiplied by 15 is equals to 4,500. So therefore, Venice earned a total of 4,500 in the span of 3 days. So example number 3, Isha gets paid 820 for a 4-hour shift. What is the hourly rate? So hourly rate again nahanap. So take note, we are looking for the hourly rate since the wage is already given. Let us use this formula for the hourly rate. Hourly rate is equals to the wage and the number of hours worked. And wage is 820 divided to 4. So 205. Therefore, Isha gets paid 205 for a 4-hour shift.
Income is total amount of money that individuals receive in exchange for the goods, employment, businesses, investments, and professional services they have provided. So, ang income kuno o kita ay total amount ng pera na tinatanggap ng mga individual. Ito ay maaaring magmula sa iba't ibang pinagkukunan tulad ng trabaho, negosyo, mga investment, at professional na serbisyo. There are two types of income. The first type is active income. Active income is when you do the work and are paid for the work. If you do nothing, you will no longer be paid. So, ang active income ay kailangan mo magtrabaho every day para kumita. Example, sahod na tinatanggap ng isang empleyado mula sa kanilang trabaho sa opisina. The second type is passive income. Passive income is when the payment is not directly tied to active work. It is usually front-loaded with the active work and gets paid with a small amount, while the bulk of income comes later. Ang passive income ay nagkakaroon ng kita na hindi kaagad konektado sa aktibong trabaho. Karaniwan, kailangan ng aktibong pagsisikap simula bago makuha ang maliit na kita. Example is pag-aari ng real estate. Source of income: commissions income, rental income, dividends, royalties, business income, interest, capital gains, goods.
So let's come now to benefits. Benefits are payments made by an employer to employees aside from the base pay or salary. It could take the shape of money or as a gift. So, and benefits or employee benefits are in kind, also called fringe benefits, prerequisites, or perks. This includes various types of non-wage compensation provided to employees in addition to their normal wages or salaries. So, maliban sa normal na sweldo, nakakakuha sila sa benefits. So here are examples of benefits: vacation and sick leaves, 13th month pay, housing, meal and transportation allowance, group insurance, hospitalization benefits, rice subsidy, clothing allowance, cash benefits, and commission, overrides, and bonuses.
Gross profit and net earnings.
So, yan na, i-breakdown nato ang components and individuals' total earnings and the subsequent deductions. So, firstly, we have gross profit. A gross profit is the amount in total an employee or a person receives before deductions are made. Itatawag lang siya nga gross earnings. So, nati sa table, may kita, ang gross profit, it is self-explanatory. So, nga di sa earnings, nga table, may kita basic, overtime, holiday pay, and rice subsidy. Ini nga, basic, it is an basic salary. And basic salary is 27,000. And overtime niya is 3,250 ang holiday pay, 2,100 nga ang rice subsidy is 2,000. So, paano ba makuha ang total earnings? Bago nga day, by adding all the earnings made by an employee or an individual, makukuha taan gross earnings. So, i-add tala, tanan yun. I-add ang basic salary and overtime, ang holiday pay and rice subsidy, kaya may nakuha nga total earnings nga 34,350. So, bago nga day, therefore, the total gross earning of the given payslip is 34,350. Pero, bago nga day, however, an employee will not receive his total earnings during payday. Means, an deductions, nagkakamay-ada deductions, nag-serve siya as necessary contribution or what we call withheld amounts. So, deductions from the word itself are fixed amount or a percentage of the basic salary held by any authority as a form of necessary dues. Pag mga kanina, various deduction nga. So, some of the deductions may include, among other, the following: SSS contribution, GSIS contribution, PhilHealth contribution, withholding taxes, salary advances or temporary values, and then union dues. So nga din sa ato example sa table, we have deductions. May kita nga di income tax. An income tax, SSS, PhilHealth, pag-ibig SS loan, cash advance, pag-ibig loan. Yan. Para makuha nato ang total deductions, same as gross profit, iga-adla nato nga tanan. So, i-add na ito ang income tax nga 967, SSS nga 876, PhilHealth nga 912, pag-ibig nga 831, SSS nga 1,789, cash advance nga 765, then pag-ibig loan na 2,456. So, ang total deduction niya is 8,586. So, bago nga di, while net earnings may define as the amount earned by any person from the gross earnings less than total deduction, it is also known as the net income, net pay, or take-home pay. It will be further discussed by Andrea Bell Manalili. So, to clarify la, i-breakdown tala ang deductions ng earnings para makuha nato ang gross profit or gross earning tapos total deduction. Para ba makuha ito nga total, kailangan la i-add. So, additionally, loans and advances, common siya sa deductions but can impact the take-home pay. Okay? Employers must communicate these details clearly para maka-foster it, of course, transparency nga, maka-avoid misunderstanding sa sayo nga business or transaction. That's all. Net earnings will be further discussed again by Ms. Andrea Belmanali.
Okay, so now that we've discussed what gross earnings is, let us come now to net earnings. It says here that net earnings may be defined as the amount earned by any person from the gross earnings less the total deductions. It is also known as the net income, net pay, or take-home pay. In short, a net earnings is an amount nga nakukuha san sayo o ka-employee after na ma-minus tanan nga deductions. Kumbaga, mao na lain ni an mahibibilin sa imo sweldo after standard deductions are made. Let's say for example, ikaw, you are working as a cashier for a small business. Tapos nagkayaon ka emergency so you needed the money. Kaso unfortunately, hindi nyo pa payday. So you talk to the owner and nagkuha ka cash advance from your next month's pay. Iton nga advance nga im kuha. Ibabawas iton sa gross earnings para makuha ang imo net earnings. So bali ito na advance, madudugang iton sa deductions. With that being said, the formula of net earnings is NE equals GE less than TD, where NE stands for net earnings, GE stands for gross earnings, and TD stands for total deductions. So kung nag-gets na niyo ang gross profit nga net earnings, let us now try these sample problems. So for sample problem number 1, Aling Marta works for the government. She has a total of 32,000 pesos total earnings and 3,500 pesos deductions. How much is her net pay? Let us first identify the given based on the problem. So, ang total earnings kuno ni Aling Marta before deductions are made is 32,000 pesos. Tapos, nagkayaon siya total of 3,500 deductions. So, how much kuno is her net pay? Remember, ang formula sa net earnings is NE equals GE minus TD. So, in this problem, NE equals 32,000 less than 3,500. So, when we compute it, ang magawas is to 28,500. Therefore, Aling Marta has a net pay of 28,500 pesos. Nagets? So, if nagets niyo, pwede na ka mag-proceed sa sample problem 2. Okay, so sample problem number 2. If Mang Rolly received a net pay of 23,000 pesos and has a total of 5,400 peso deduction, what is his gross profit? So, imdan niyo ha, ang ginahanap today, gross profit. So, balikon ta ang problem. According sa problem, Mang Rolly has a net pay of 23,000. Tas before niya makuha, nagkayoon siya deduction nga 5,400. Kaya diba ang net pay is ang sweldo after na mabawas ang mga deductions. So, sini nga problem, ang ginahanap ta is ang gross profit or ang earnings ni Mang Rolly before mabawas iton nga deductions. So, para makuha ang gross profit, we have GE equals NE plus TD, where GE is the gross earnings, NE is the net earnings, and TD is the total deductions. So let's substitute the given. GE equals 23,000 plus 5,400. GE equals 28,400. Therefore, Mang Rolly has a gross profit of 28,400. So, naintindihan ang process? If naintindihan, let's move on to the third example. So, para sa last problem, adan problem. John Paul is a corporate accountant. He earns a monthly salary of 78,000 peso and an SSS contribution of 3,000. How much is his gross profit? So, ang iyang monthly salary, mo ni ang total amount nga nakukuha niya, which is 78,000. Ang SSS contribution naman is part siya sa deduction. If you remember from the discussion kanina sa gross earnings, SSS contribution is part of the deduction. Since there are no other deductions, 3,000 la ang iya total deductions. To compute for the gross profit, same sa second problem, we add the net pay sa total deductions. So, gamitin tamantan formula kanina na GE equals NE plus TD. So, if we substitute the givens, GE equals 78,000 plus 3,000. So, GE equals 81,000. Therefore, John Paul earns a gross profit of 81,000.
Taxable and non-taxable benefits.
So now let's move on to taxable benefits. So what is taxable benefits? Taxable benefits are non-cash compensations or perks provided by employers to employees, which are subject to taxation. Some examples of taxable benefits are company cars. The value of personal use of a company car is considered a taxable benefit. Next is housing allowances. If an employer provides housing to an employee, the value of the accommodation is taxable. Next is health insurance. Employer-paid health insurance premiums are often considered taxable benefits. Next is stock options. The difference between the exercise price and the market value of a stock options granted to employees is taxable. Last is bonuses and non-cash rewards. Non-cash bonuses are rewards such as gifts, cards, or vacation packages are typically taxable. The following are some standard deductions of a wage earner. First, withholding tax. Amount contributed by any wage earner to the government. Second, PhilHealth. Providing discounts when it comes to health-related problems. Third, Pag-ibig. Providing monetary assistance for land or mortgages. Fourth, SSS Premium or GSIS. Collects annual, quarterly, monthly contributions from its members to ensure that they will receive their benefits. Fifth, Pag-ibig or SSS loan. A cash loan granted to an employed member or a currently paying self-employed or voluntary member. Sixth, retirement fund are investment options that allow an individual to save a certain portion of their income to their retirement. Lastly, charges or miscellaneous can be deductions made by the employer for some other reasons, for example, tardiness or absences. So now, we have here a sample problem regarding the taxable benefit. Martha's earning has a percentage of 20%. 20% of his total allowances comes from Christmas gifts. All allowances are not taxable and his total allowance is 14% of his basic pay, which is 100,000. What is his total earning and how much is his tax? So the solution is, let E be the total earnings, B be the basic pay, and A be the total allowances, and let T be the tax. Step 1. To find the total earnings, add the basic pay and total allowances. So the equation is E is equal to B plus A. His total allowances, 14% of his basic pay, which is 100,000. So the equation is A is equal to 0.14, B is equal to 100,000. To find the basic pay B, we can derive the equation from the total allowance 0.14 B 100,000. Divide both sides by 0.14. So the equation is B is equal 100,000 divided by 0.14. Step 2. Solve for B. B is equal to 100,000 divided by 0.14 is equal to 714,285.71. Step 3. Solve for E. Substitute the values of A and B. E is equal B plus A equals 714,285.71 plus 100,000 is equal to 814,285.71. Thus, his total earning is 814,285.71. Step 3. Solve how much is her tax D. Solve how much is your Christmas gifts since 20% of his total allowances comes from Christmas gifts. So the equation is 0.20a. Christmas gifts is equal to 0.20a equal to 20 times 100,000 is equal to 20,000. Refer to item 9 on page 2. It says that Christmas gifts is non-taxable if it does not exceed 5,000. Since the Christmas gifts of Martha is 20k, subtract 5,000 from it. So, 20,000 minus 5,000 is equals to 15,000. Last step.
Non-taxable benefits are advantages or perks provided to individuals that are not subject to income tax. These benefits are excluded from the calculation of taxable income, meaning the recipient does not have to pay taxes on their value, or it means you don't have to pay taxes on these special perks. For instance, if your employer gives you health insurance or helps with your education costs, you usually don't have to pay taxes on the value of those benefits. It's like getting a little something extra without the government taking a share in taxes. For you to understand, non-taxable benefits are not taxed or partially taxed benefits that are completely tax-free.